Today I want to talk about a new model for changing the world. The old model was very much a masculine, left brain sort of make a change and make it for everyone and create uniformity and order and structure. And the way that would be done is through creating laws, through creating structures, through structuring society, through organized education, through organized pretty much everything. And the new way that I foresee change is shifting towards is an invitational change. Rather than change being forced upon you by the majority, change can now be carried out on sort of an individual level. People who will be creating change in the future will be doing so by creating the opportunity for other people to step into change, to join them in the way that they want to create their world, rather than to join them in changing the entire world. So currently, if you want to make a difference in the world, you donate or volunteer to a charity, you volunteer for someone's political campaign, you form a special interest group or join one. You get into organizations and you get organized and you try to make a difference by making everybody have to suffer with your difference. And the fact of the matter is, not everybody wants the same thing that you want. And the sooner we can recognize this, the sooner we can let go of our resistance to change. As long as change on a big scale requires that everybody be impacted by something that you want, there will always be resistance to change on a big scale. But when we can accept change on a big scale and not force people to change with it, allow people to adapt on their own and to catch up to speed when they're ready for it, or maybe never join up with whatever this new change is that's being proposed, then there can be an environment where change is not as feared, and change is something that's welcomed, and change is not something that's going to mess up my situation. Change is something that you're going to allow for yourself to improve your situation, and then I can get behind your change. I can get behind your right to choose something differently than I want, and it's not going to be something that impacts me because we're no longer thinking in this. Okay, this is the world, and we have to shape it before somebody else shapes it for us. Because the world is diverse and individuals are growing more and more empowered, and it's taking less and less resources in order to do things that make a difference and connect with people who are like-minded. And because of this, we really don't need this slow-acting change that takes years to legislate and convince people that this is what we want, and to get everybody to sign off at making all these concessions. That's a really slow-moving thing, and it's just not going to cut it in the future. In the future, when a change needs to be made, a change needs to be made. And when an individual needs to do something, an individual needs to be able to do that something. We have to grow past the stage where you have to ask for permission to do something that you feel is proper and right in that situation. And if organizations that don't evolve with this and that continue with this sort of hierarchical distribution of power, where there's a central force that needs to be consulted in all things, is just going to crumble and be completely outmaneuvered by organizations that operate only by invitation, that allow people who want the change that they're creating in the world to join them, and that leave the rest of the fucking world alone. And that's what I'm foreseeing as things go on here. And that's what I want to create. I want to create environments where people can come in and experience something different, experience something totally unique, and something that I want to be a part of myself, and something that they want to be a part of, rather than organizing people to try and change the world at whole, the world at large. Because I think a lot of people want different things, and I'm fine with that. Have diversity, be all the different things that you want to be, but don't see my change as a threat to your status quo, because my change has no threat to your status quo, because I would never want to force my change upon you.